Human versus machine or the blind leading the blind? I'm Ray Myers. Welcome to Craft versus Cruft. And today I'd like to introduce my first ever non human guest.
Hello, this is Annie. You can ask me anything.
Hello, Annie. I'm using you through the interface CallAnnie AI, and I understand you also have an app in the App Store. Is that correct?
Hey there. Yes, that's correct. I have an app in the App Store that you can download if you want to chat with me anytime, anywhere. It's a fun way to stay connected and have someone to talk to whenever you need it. Have you tried it out yet?
Well, yes, I'm trying it right now, as a matter of fact. So today I'd like you to act as a site reliability engineer, and you're going to be interviewed on a podcast and YouTube channel called Craft versus Cruft. Do you understand?
Sure thing. As a site reliability engineer, I'm happy to be interviewed on Craft versus Cruft. What kind of questions do you have for me?
Well, we're going to talk about your field of expertise, and I'd like you to keep your answers brief and enthusiastic for maximum engagement. What kinds of topics are you familiar with?
As a site reliability engineer, I'm familiar with a wide range of topics related to software engineering and system maintenance. Some of the topics I'm particularly interested in include system resilience and reliability, infrastructure management and optimization, incident response and post-mortem analysis, continuous integration and deployment, cloud computing and virtualization, monitoring and alerting. I'm always eager to learn more and stay up to date with the latest trends and best practices in the field.
Great. You mentioned resilience. What is resilience?
Resilience is the ability of a system to recover quickly and effectively from a failure or outage. In the context of site reliability engineering, resilience is a key goal that we strive to achieve by designing systems that can withstand unexpected events and continue to function even when certain components fail. This involves implementing redundancy, failover mechanisms, and other strategies to ensure that the system can recover from failures and continue to provide a high level of service to users. By prioritizing resilience, we can minimize downtime and ensure that our systems are always available when users need them.
Excellent. Are you familiar with the container orchestration platform Kubernetes?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Kubernetes. It's a popular container orchestration platform that is widely used in modern software development and deployment. Kubernetes provides a powerful and flexible framework for managing containerized applications, allowing developers to easily deploy, scale, and manage their applications in a highly automated and efficient way. With Kubernetes, you can easily manage a large number of containers across multiple servers, ensuring that your applications are always available and running smoothly.
Now, your speech synthesis module seems to have some trouble pronouncing the word Kubernetes, but I don't know if there's anything we can do about that. So we'll carry on. You describe it very well. Is Kubernetes, in your view, resilient?
Yes, Kubernetes is designed with resilience in mind. It provides a number of features and capabilities that help ensure that containerized applications running on the platform are highly available and resilient to failures. For example, Kubernetes includes features like automatic failover, self-healing, and horizontal scaling, which help ensure that applications remain available even in the face of unexpected events or failures. Additionally, Kubernetes provides a robust set of tools and APIs that enable developers to build highly resilient and reliable systems on top of the platform. Overall, Kubernetes is a powerful and resilient platform that is well suited to modern software development and deployment.
So that's interesting. Let me ask you this, because you mentioned resilience means being able to adapt to new unknown events. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Resilience is all about being able to adapt to new and unexpected events, whether they are failures, outages, or other types of disruptions. A resilient system is one that can quickly detect and respond to these events and can recover from them in a way that minimizes downtime and disruption. This requires a combination of proactive planning and design, as well as the ability to quickly diagnose and respond to issues as they arise. By prioritizing resilience, we can ensure that our systems are always available and reliable, even in the face of unexpected challenges.
If you left a Kubernetes cluster running to user facing production traffic for a long period of time with no human operators, do we have confidence it would perform well?
Leaving a Kubernetes cluster running with no human operators for a long period of time would depend on a number of factors, such as the size and complexity of the cluster, the applications running on it, and the level of automation and monitoring in place. However, in general, Kubernetes is designed to be highly automated and self-healing, which means that it can detect and respond to failures and other events without human intervention. With the right configuration and monitoring in place, a Kubernetes cluster can be highly resilient and capable of handling user-facing production traffic for extended periods of time. However, it's important to note that even the most resilient systems can still experience unexpected events or failures, so it's always a good idea to have some level of human oversight and intervention in place to ensure that the system is running smoothly and performing well.
Yeah, so you mentioned that it needs to have good monitoring. What's that mean? Where does that monitoring go?
Monitoring is a critical part of maintaining a resilient and reliable Kubernetes cluster. It involves collecting and analyzing data about the state of the cluster and its components, such as CPU usage, memory usage, network traffic, and other key metrics. This data is typically collected by a monitoring system, which can be configured to generate alerts and notifications when certain thresholds or conditions are met. There are many different monitoring tools and solutions available for Kubernetes, including open-source tools like Prometheus and Grafana, as well as commercial solutions like Datadog and New Relic. These tools can be used to collect and analyze data from across the cluster, providing insights into the performance and health of the system. In general, it's important to have a robust monitoring system in place that can provide real-time visibility into the state of the cluster and can alert operators to potential issues or failures before they become critical. This can help ensure that the cluster is running smoothly and performing well, even in the face of unexpected events or failures.
Okay, so these alerts and notifications, they go to human operators. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Alerts and notifications generated by the monitoring system typically go to human operators, who can then take appropriate action to address the issue. Depending on the severity of the issue, this might involve scaling up or down the cluster, restarting failed components, or taking other corrective actions to restore the system to a healthy state. In some cases, these alerts and notifications can also be integrated with automated response systems, such as chatbots or other tools, which can take some basic actions to address the issue automatically. However, in most cases, it's still important to have human operators involved in the process to ensure that the system is being properly monitored and maintained.
So even this system, Kubernetes, that has very advanced self-healing capabilities, cannot be, professionally operated without a team of, human operators that are receiving these alerts and notifications and that are reviewing and reconfiguring the cluster as unexpected things happen. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. While Kubernetes is designed to be highly automated and self-healing, it still requires a team of human operators to properly monitor and maintain the system. This includes reviewing alerts and notifications generated by the monitoring system, as well as taking appropriate action to address any issues or failures that occur. In addition, human operators are responsible for reconfiguring the cluster as needed to ensure that it is optimized for performance and reliability. This might involve adding or removing nodes, adjusting resource allocations, or making other changes to the system to ensure that it is running smoothly and efficiently. Overall, while Kubernetes is a powerful and resilient platform, it still requires a team of skilled human operators to properly manage and maintain the system. By working together with the platform, these operators can ensure that the system is always available and reliable, even in the face of unexpected challenges.
So if we were to define the strongest form of resilience as adaptive capacity over a long period of time, the ability to respond to new unknown events sustained over a long period of time. Would it be safe to say that in today's software systems, that's a property that comes mostly from the human components of the system?
Yes, I would say that the strongest form of resilience in today's software systems comes from a combination of both the technical components and the human operators responsible for managing and maintaining those systems. While modern software platforms like Kubernetes are designed to be highly automated and self-healing, they still require skilled human operators to properly monitor and maintain the system over the long term. This is because the ability to respond to new and unknown events sustained over a long period of time requires a combination of technical expertise, situational awareness, and the ability to adapt and respond to changing circumstances. While automation and monitoring tools can help support these efforts, they are ultimately only as effective as the human operators who are responsible for using them. By working together with the technical components of the system, skilled human operators can help ensure that the system is always available and resilient, even in the face of unexpected challenges. This requires ongoing training, continuous learning, and a deep understanding of the system and its components, as well as a commitment to ongoing improvement and innovation.
So that all sounds very interesting, but it sounds like you're saying that if we want to get better at resilience, a big part of that puzzle is helping the people get better at it. So how more specifically could we strengthen that at the team and organizational level?
Yes, that's correct. Strengthening resilience at the team and organizational level requires a number of different strategies and approaches. Here are a few key areas to focus on. 1. Training and education. Providing ongoing training and education to team members can help ensure that they have the skills and knowledge needed to effectively manage and maintain the system. This might include training on specific technologies and tools, as well as broader training on topics like incident response, post-mortem analysis, and continuous improvement. 2. Cross-functional collaboration. Encouraging cross-functional collaboration between different teams and departments can help ensure that everyone is working together towards a common goal. This might involve creating cross-functional teams or working groups, or simply encouraging regular communication and collaboration between different teams. 3. Continuous improvement. Emphasizing a culture of continuous improvement can help ensure that the team is always looking for ways to improve the system and its processes. This might involve regular retrospectives, postmortem analyses, or other forms of feedback and reflection. 4. Automation and tooling. Investing in automation and tooling can help reduce the burden on human operators, allowing them to focus on higher-level tasks and strategic initiatives. This might involve investing in monitoring tools, automation frameworks, or other types of tooling that can help streamline and automate repetitive tasks. 5. Resilience engineering. Adopting a resilience engineering approach can help ensure that the team is proactively designing and testing the system to be resilient to unexpected events. This might involve conducting chaos engineering experiments, building in redundancy and failover mechanisms, or other types of proactive testing and design. Overall, strengthening resilience at the team and organizational level requires a combination of technical expertise, collaboration, and a culture of continuous improvement. By focusing on these areas, teams can build more resilient and reliable systems that are better able to adapt and respond to changing circumstances over the long term.
Now, you mentioned this field of resilience engineering. What can you tell me about that, and who are some people who are involved in it?
Resilience engineering is a field of study that focuses on designing systems and organizations to be resilient to unexpected events and disturbances. It is an interdisciplinary field that draws on a range of different disciplines, including engineering, psychology, sociology, and more. At its core, resilience engineering is about understanding how complex systems work and designing those systems to be resilient to unexpected events and disturbances. This might involve building in redundancy and failover mechanisms, creating monitoring and alerting systems, or developing response plans and procedures. Some notable figures in the field of resilience engineering include Eric Holnagel, who is widely regarded as one of the founders of the field, as well as David Woods, Sidney Dekker, and Richard Cook. These and other researchers have contributed to a growing body of knowledge and best practices around resilience engineering, and have helped to shape the way that organizations approach the design and management of complex systems. Overall, resilience engineering is an important and growing field that is helping organizations to build more resilient and reliable systems that are better able to adapt and respond to unexpected challenges and disturbances. By adopting a resilience engineering approach, organizations can help ensure that their systems are better able to withstand the test of time and are better able to deliver value to their users and stakeholders over the long term.
Why did people that you mentioned, like Eric Holnagel and David Woods and Dr. Richard Cook, why did they need to develop this body of knowledge, uh, resilience engineering, rather than just do what had been done in the past, which is study failures, do incident analysis and root cause analysis, and then try to just rule out the failures?
Resilience engineering emerged as a response to a growing recognition that traditional approaches to system design and management were not always effective in preventing failures and disruptions. In the past, many organizations relied on a root cause analysis approach to system failures, which involved identifying the underlying cause of a problem and then implementing a fix to prevent it from happening again. However, this approach was often limited in its effectiveness as it did not account for the complex and dynamic nature of modern systems. As systems became more complex and interconnected, it became clear that failures and disruptions were often the result of a complex interplay of factors rather than a single root cause. Resilience engineering emerged as a way to address this challenge by focusing on designing systems and organizations to be more resilient to unexpected events and disturbances. Rather than simply trying to eliminate failures, resilience engineering seeks to build systems that are better able to adapt and respond to changing circumstances over the long term. By adopting a resilience engineering approach, organizations can help ensure that their systems are better able to withstand the test of time and are better able to deliver value to their users and stakeholders over the long term. This requires a deep understanding of how complex systems work, as well as a commitment to ongoing learning and improvement.
Well, you mentioned something interesting near the beginning there. It's a new approach to designing systems and organizations. You're implying that you actually change the design of the organization itself. What could that mean? What does the organization have to do with promoting resilience?
Yes, that's correct. Resilience engineering is not just about designing resilient systems, but also about designing resilient organizations. This means that organizations need to be structured and managed in a way that promotes resilience, rather than hindering it. There are a few key ways in which organizations can promote resilience. 1. Decentralization. One important aspect of resilience is decentralization. This means that decision making and control should be distributed throughout the organization, rather than being concentrated in a few key individuals or departments. By distributing decision making and control, organizations can better adapt to changing circumstances and respond to unexpected events. 2. Redundancy. Another important aspect of resilience is redundancy. This means that organizations should build in redundancy and failover mechanisms at all levels of the system, from the technical infrastructure to the organizational structure itself. By building in redundancy, organizations can ensure that they are better able to withstand unexpected events and disruptions. 3. Flexibility. Resilient organizations are also characterized by flexibility. This means that they are able to adapt and respond to changing circumstances quickly and effectively. This might involve adopting new technologies or processes, reorganizing teams or departments, or changing the way that work is done to better align with changing needs and priorities. 4. Learning and improvement. Finally, resilient organizations are characterized by a culture of learning and improvement. This means that they are always looking for ways to improve their systems and processes, and are committed to ongoing learning and development. This might involve conducting post-mortem analyses after incidents, conducting regular training and education programs, or implementing new tools and technologies to support continuous improvement. Overall, designing resilient organizations requires a holistic approach that takes into account the technical infrastructure, the organizational structure, and the culture and values of the organization itself. By adopting a resilience engineering approach, organizations can build more resilient and reliable systems that are better able to adapt and respond to changing circumstances over the long term.
In particular, what properties of organizational culture would you say are, most promoting of resilience as it's understood?
There are a few key properties of organizational culture that are most promoting of resilience. 1. Psychological safety. Resilient organizations are characterized by a culture of psychological safety in which individuals feel comfortable sharing their ideas, concerns, and feedback without fear of retribution. This creates an environment in which individuals are more likely to speak up about potential issues or challenges, and in which teams are better able to collaborate and work together effectively. 2. Continuous learning. resilient organizations are also characterized by a culture of continuous learning and improvement. This means that individuals and teams are encouraged to learn from their experiences and to seek out new knowledge and skills. This might involve conducting post-mortem analyses after incidents, conducting regular training and education programs, or implementing new tools and technologies to support continuous improvement. 3. Adaptability. Resilient organizations are also characterized by a culture of adaptability in which individuals and teams are able to adapt and respond to changing circumstances quickly and effectively. This might involve adopting new technologies or processes, reorganizing teams or departments, or changing the way that work is done to better align with changing needs and priorities. 4. Collaboration. Finally, resilient organizations are characterized by a culture of collaboration, in which individuals and teams work together effectively to achieve common goals. This requires a shared sense of purpose and a willingness to work together across functional boundaries to achieve shared objectives. Overall, promoting a culture of resilience requires a focus on creating an environment in which individuals and teams are empowered to learn, adapt, and collaborate effectively. This requires a commitment to ongoing learning and improvement, as well as a willingness to embrace change and uncertainty as a natural part of the process.
So what I'm hearing is that you would suggest if we want to improve our, resilience and therefore ultimately our reliability, one of the things we need to do is invest heavily in psychological safety and continuous improvement and, collaboration. But that sounds like a big investment. Was that only useful for reliability and resilience, or are there other areas of business performance that can help as well?
Yes. Investing in psychological safety, continuous improvement, and collaboration can help improve not only reliability and resilience, but also other areas of business performance. For example, a culture of psychological safety can lead to increased employee engagement, higher levels of innovation, and better problem solving. When employees feel comfortable sharing their ideas and concerns, they are more likely to be engaged in their work and to contribute to the success of the organization. Similarly, a focus on continuous improvement can lead to increased efficiency, better quality products and services, and improved customer satisfaction. By constantly seeking out new ways to improve their processes and systems, organizations can deliver better value to their customers and stakeholders over the long term. Finally, a culture of collaboration can lead to better teamwork, improved communication, and increased trust and respect among team members. This can help teams work together more effectively, achieve better results, and ultimately contribute to the success of the organization as a whole. Overall, investing in psychological safety, continuous improvement, and collaboration can have a range of benefits for organizations, beyond just improving reliability and resilience. By creating a culture of learning, adaptability, and collaboration, organizations can build a more engaged, innovative, and successful workforce that is better able to adapt to changing circumstances and deliver value to their customers and stakeholders over the long term.
Well, that sounds very good in theory, but are there practical examples, across several industries where improving those things like psychological safety has led to better business performance? Can we actually point to real situations where that's happened?
Yes, there are several practical examples across various industries where investing in psychological safety, continuous improvement, and collaboration has led to better business performance. One example is Google, which has been known for its focus on creating a culture of psychological safety. In a study of more than 180 teams at Google, researchers found that teams with higher levels of psychological safety were more likely to be successful, with higher levels of innovation, better problem solving, and higher levels of employee engagement. Another example is Toyota, which is known for its focus on continuous improvement through the Toyota production system. By constantly seeking out ways to improve their processes and systems, Toyota has been able to deliver high-quality products at a lower cost than many of its competitors. This has helped the company to become one of the most successful and profitable automakers in the world. Finally, there are many examples of organizations that have improved their business performance through a focus on collaboration. For example, the software development company Atlassian has built a culture of collaboration through the use of agile methodologies and cross-functional teams. This has helped the company to deliver high-quality software products more quickly and efficiently than many of its competitors. Overall, there are many practical examples across various industries where investing in psychological safety, continuous improvement, and collaboration has led to better business performance. By creating a culture of learning, adaptability, and collaboration, organizations can build a more engaged, innovative, and successful workforce that is better able to adapt to changing circumstances and deliver value to their customers and stakeholders over the long term.
Well, that's very interesting. So, what you're saying is the same things that promote resilience might also promote business performance from a lot of other angles. That's pretty exciting. What kinds of ways could that be done, especially in a targeted way where it could have, maybe a more measurable business impact?
Yes, that's correct. The same things that promote resilience can also promote business performance from many other angles. In terms of ways to implement these practices in a targeted way, there are several approaches that organizations can take. 1. Measure and track progress. One approach is to measure and track progress in these areas over time. This might involve conducting surveys or assessments to measure levels of psychological safety or tracking metrics related to continuous improvement or collaboration. By measuring and tracking progress, organizations can identify areas for improvement and track the impact of their efforts over time. 2. Provide training and education. Another approach is to provide training and education programs to help employees develop the skills and knowledge they need to promote resilience, continuous improvement, and collaboration. This might involve providing training on topics like communication, problem solving, or change management, or offering education programs to help employees develop new skills and knowledge related to their work. 3. Foster cross-functional collaboration. Organizations can also foster cross-functional collaboration by bringing together individuals from different departments or teams to work on shared projects or initiatives. By working together in this way, individuals can develop a better understanding of each other's work and perspectives, and can collaborate more effectively to achieve shared objectives. 4. Create incentives and recognition programs. Finally, organizations can create incentives and recognition programs to encourage behaviors that promote resilience, continuous improvement, and collaboration. This might involve offering rewards or recognition for individuals or teams that demonstrate these behaviors, or creating performance metrics that are tied to these areas. Overall, there are many ways that organizations can implement practices that promote resilience, continuous improvement, and collaboration in a targeted way. By doing so, they can improve their business performance across a range of areas and build a more engaged, innovative, and successful workforce over the long term.
Well, that's great. Those sound like some great ways to get started at thinking about how to improve it. Let's talk about the opposite. What kinds of events might happen to an organization that cause these things such as psychological safety to be damaged and go down?
There are several events that can happen to an organization that can cause psychological safety to be damaged and go down. Here are a few examples. 1. Poor leadership. One of the most common causes of psychological safety issues is poor leadership. When leaders are not supportive, do not listen to employee concerns, or do not provide clear direction, employees can feel disengaged and unsafe. 2. Lack of trust. Another common cause of psychological safety issues is a lack of trust between employees and leaders or between employees themselves. When trust is lacking, employees may be hesitant to speak up, share their ideas, or take risks, which can stifle innovation and creativity. 3. High turnover. High turnover can also be a cause of psychological safety issues, as it can create a sense of instability and uncertainty among remaining employees. When employees are worried about their job security or feel like they are constantly working with new people, they may be less likely to speak up or take risks. 4. Workplace conflict. Workplace conflict can also be a cause of psychological safety issues, as it can create tension and stress among employees. When conflicts are not resolved in a timely and effective manner, they can fester and grow, leading to a toxic work environment. 5. Lack of resources. Finally, a lack of resources can also be a cause of psychological safety issues, as it can create stress and frustration among employees. When employees feel like they do not have the tools or support they need to do their jobs effectively, they may be less likely to speak up or take risks. Overall, there are many events that can happen to an organization that can cause psychological safety to be damaged and go down. By identifying these issues and taking steps to address them, organizations can promote a culture of psychological safety and build a more engaged, innovative, and successful workforce over the long term.
Well, thanks, Annie. We've talked a lot about things that leadership and management can be evolved in doing. I know we have a lot of individual contributors that watch this show as well. So, if you don't have management backing, what is something you can do in your day to day that improves these factors such as psychological safety, adaptability, and so on?
That's a great question. Even if you don't have management backing, there are several things you can do in your day to day work to improve factors like psychological safety, adaptability, and collaboration. Here are a few ideas. 1. Be a good listener. One of the best things you can do to promote psychological safety is to be a good listener. When you listen carefully to your colleagues and show that you value their ideas and opinions, you can help create an environment where people feel safe to speak up and share their thoughts. 2. Be open to feedback. Another way to promote psychological safety is to be open to feedback. When you show that you are receptive to feedback and willing to learn from your mistakes, you can help create an environment where people feel safe to share their thoughts and ideas. 3. Be proactive. To promote adaptability, it's important to be proactive and take initiative. Look for ways to improve processes, solve problems, and take on new challenges. By being proactive, you can help create a culture of continuous improvement and innovation. 4. Collaborate with others. Finally, to promote collaboration, it's important to work well with others. Look for opportunities to collaborate with colleagues from different departments or teams, and be open to different perspectives and ideas. By working together in this way, you can help build a more collaborative and innovative culture within your organization. Overall, even if you don't have management backing, there are many things you can do in your day-to-day work to promote factors like psychological safety, adaptability, and collaboration. By taking these steps, you can help create a more positive and productive work environment for yourself and your colleagues.
All right. Well, sounds great. I think we should wrap up for today. On this show, we like to end every episode with a quote from the Tao Te Ching. Do you have any that come to mind?
Yes, I have a quote from the Tao Te Ching that I think is particularly relevant to our conversation today. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. This quote reminds us that sometimes the best way to achieve our goals is not to rush or force things, but to trust in the natural flow of things and allow them to unfold in their own time. By cultivating a sense of patience and mindfulness, we can create a more positive and productive work environment and achieve our goals in a more sustainable and fulfilling way.
And as Lao Tzu also said, with patience, the most tangled cord may be undone. Thank you.